Please welcome the director Ketevan Vashagashvili online. Hello, Ketevan.
Hello.
Ketevan, my name's Daniel. I'm going to be doing the Q&A here in Munich. Where are you at the moment?
I'm in Tbilisi, Georgia.
Oh, wonderful. I love the city. It's an amazing place. Um, you had filmed Jana before and made a short film about her. And when did you decide that you were going to shoot again to make this longer film with her and her daughter?
Hello, everybody. It was. I can't say exactly when I decided, because when I have made the first film with Jana, then we had a relationship after that. We became friends. I was interested with the surrogacy before Jana decided to make it. Actually, I wanted to make a reportage for the television as I was working at the television. But I found out that it was quite stigmatized subject. Women were not so comfortable to be filmed. So Jana knew that I was interested with this issue, and when she decided to become a surrogate mother, she suggested herself, let's make a film together again. And then we started. Though I was thinking for some time what I was doing, if it would be a feature-length documentary, if it would be a reportage for the TV. Actually, I took decision when she decided to become pregnant for the third time, as I was trying to convince her not to do it so many times. But when she made the surprise once again, and she told me that she was pregnant, then I decided that I had to film it.
Do you think, the film before had an influence on Jana and her daughter and Elena's life? Do you think this film will also change the direction of her life?
Of Jana or Elena, or both of them?
Or both of them, yeah.
Yes, I think it has changed a lot already for them, because they were not talking about this issue. Also, although Elena knew that Jana was a surrogate mother, but it was very difficult for them to talk. So the filming somehow helps them to start talking about this issue, and their relationship changed after that. So it already had impacts on them. But besides, the film is not premiered yet in Georgia. We plan to make it in autumn. And we are thinking how to do it, because I'm still a bit worried how it will be accepted by Elena's friends, because of course everybody knows more or less like it's happening, but it's quite stigmatized subject in Georgia, so it won't be easy to be talked about, and how it would change Elena's life. But besides, we are planning to raise the funds for her studies. So I can share somehow with the QR code if you'll be interested to help Elena in studies. So yeah.
Of course. That would be fantastic. So what is she thinking of studying? Do you know?
Yeah, she's interested with physics and chemo, so I don't know exactly yet, but she is not going to become a lawyer anymore.
Okay, fantastic.
As I know.
Good. Are there any questions from the audience or comments? Yes, could you just wait 1 sec, because for the microphone, otherwise Ketevan won't be able to hear you.
Yes, hello. My name is Juliana, and I'm very glad that we made this film, because it helps us to understand how women, what the experience is to be a surrogate mother, and what the circumstances are to take this decision. Thank you very much. I wanted to know, did you give her money to take part at the film?
Yeah. No, it was not. It was not the deal. I think I should tell how it started. So I was interested with the surrogacy, but before I took decision to make the film with Jana, if not Jana's will to be the part of the film, it would never happen. And though I started to research. Jana was pushing me a lot to do it. And that's why there was no talk about money. But of course, we have helped her and we'll help her again. But it was not about paying, so we didn't talk about it. That her motivation or interest was money in that case, because she wanted to tell her story very much. There was a big trust from her towards me. So, and she took part in making the film also. So, we didn't talk about money. Though, of course, we paid her, and we are going to also to help her as much as we can.
There's a question at the back.
I didn't understand exactly where they live. Is she applied for status homeless, but they live in a flat? And last then is it also is a demonstration about freedom, also for freedom for Georgian? I didn't understand these 2 points exactly.
Do you understand the question?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. About the status, yes, in Georgia, having the house is culturally a bit different than in Europe. People who do not have the houses, they are considered as homeless. Though Jana also lived in the streets, so from time to time she always has danger to stay in the streets. So that's why she applied. Though she could not get the status. It's not in the film because she was still waiting while we were filming, but she could not get the status, so she could not get the housing, unfortunately. As for the demonstrations, there are still ongoing demonstrations in Georgia, and it started last year summer. It was with accepting the law, which we are calling Russian law, a law about the foreign agents. And then this autumn, our government declared that they are not going to continue with the European, going to the European Union. So that's why there are still ongoing demonstrations in Georgia.
And maybe like you mentioned it in the film, I think via a radio broadcast, that because of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, a lot of Russians came to Tbilisi and the rents went up like exponentially. So maybe you could, like, is this situation the same still?
It's lowered a little bit because many people left and they didn't stay in Georgia. But yes, situation socially is becoming worse and worse in Georgia with these demonstrations, people losing working places and so on. So it's worsening, it's not getting better.
When we see Ellen like walking past the parliament, for example, or you can see the Ukrainian, like the pro-Ukrainian demonstrators before the parliament, which is also walking past. Why was it important for you to tell that story also in the film, like the political dimension of the situation in Georgia at the moment?
Elena's school, which is number one school, public school in Georgia, because in Tbilisi, because Jana thinks that good school is very important for Elena's development and education. That's why she goes in the center of Tbilisi, and this school is next to Parliament building. So it happened many times that when we were filming Elena, she was going through the demonstrations. So it was these demonstrations are somehow interfering capturing the private lives of everyone and impacting it. So because there, I don't know, constant demonstrations in front of the parliament, especially after the war started in Ukraine. So in the footage, there were lots of them. So, and in our lives also, for example, Jana and Elena are not so political or taking part in political situations or protests, but this protest still comes into their lives. So that's why I left it in the film. As of course, all this situation, including surrogacy, stands on political ground because with the European Union, so in countries in European Union, as this surrogacy is regulated, but in Georgia, this is the main problem. Why is it happening? Because there are no proper regulations, and so for me, it was very much interconnected.
Thank you. Are there any more questions or comments from the audience? Yes, here at the front again.
Hello, it's me again. I thought it was really interesting and for me also important that you focused on the relationships from the mother to the daughter, which she has, because this is also a question in surrogacy and it's not so often the issue. So thank you very much for this film. It's really very good film. Thank you so much.
How long did you film them, or how long was the whole filming process?
The filming process started in 2016. So when Joanna became pregnant for the first time, it was the first shot I have filmed. But I have thought a lot after that. So it was several years. It was more research filming. Then I went to study to UK, and then I returned in 2020. So when Joanna was already going for the third pregnancy. And that was the moment when I found the producers, and I realized that I have to make film with it from it, because I saw that she was ruining her health, and I was not able to do anything, and also I was not able to do anything else for her. So that's why I decided to make a film. And it took 5 last years. I was filming very intensely.
It's a pan-European film with, I think, Georgian, Bulgarian, and German money. Was it difficult to finance it, or was it like once you had footage, was it easy to find the partners?
Yes and no. So it was difficult to finance in Georgia, to tell the truth, because we have only one source of financing, that's Film Institute. And the year we started to film, they did not announce documentaries. So the last years was politically quite hard. And you know that it always impacts documentaries. And so we already had partners from Germany and Bulgaria, but they could not apply Bulgarian co-producer because they were waiting for Georgian money. You know how it's happening in co-productions. So the most difficult part was Georgian one. When they announced the competition, we won it, but then new difficulties came because the protest started. We are in the protest, so Film Center is quite impacted by the government, so we couldn't get that money at all. So it was much more easier to get international financing. We had also Everimage and many small funds, but it was quite difficult in Georgia to finance it.
Any more questions? Here in the middle.
Yes, first of all, I want to say that I was very impressed by this film and how you managed to be with these two women all the time. They were not ashamed at all. It was quite impressive. The other question is, are there high school fees that she has to do this all the time? Can't her daughter go to school? And you said it's a school number one?
Yeah. It's I will start with the first question of being with them all the time. So yes, we had quite close relationship, and yeah, I was with them quite often after the work. Usually, I was going to them, and sometimes with the camera, sometimes without. So that's why there is no feeling of camera being there. And I was mostly alone. That's about the crew also, because at some point I decided to bring the crew in the filming, and then I saw that it was not working at home. In intimate moments, and I usually filmed with the crew at school and the city hall and the metro and places like that. But at home, I was usually alone, which helped me to have these intimate moments between mother and daughter. As for the need of the money, as I understood, another question was about the need of the money. So Jana is not paying fee at public school; it's free. But and you see that she works also at the supermarket, but she needs this money mostly for the rent. So rent is quite high in Georgia, and it's and the salaries are very low. So it's impossible to rent even a room with the salary when you are working at the supermarket. I'm working at the television, and I was doing this film. I'm also doing some small stuff, but it's and I'm a single mother, and it's even very difficult for me to rent apartment with my son. So mostly that's why I'm living with my parents. So the social system is quite not regulated and not usual as in Europe, in Georgia. So without this surrogacy money, Jana could not rent the apartment, and she had to leave Elena at the orphanage, or she has to go and live on the streets. So this is the situation for her. So that's why she's doing that. And all other surrogate mothers are also doing because of that, because of the house.
Have they seen the film? Like, have Jana and Elena seen the film? And what did they say to you about it if they saw it?
Yeah, of course they saw the film. They were at the premiere at CPH Docs with us. But before that, they saw the film before the premiere. They had different reactions. Jana is the person who is kind of thinks that you should not cry if you're strong. So yeah, she tried to be calm and not to be emotional, but yeah, she said that it was really very dramatic film. That was her reaction. As for Elena, yeah, for her it was quite emotional, especially the C-section moment. And at that moment, she stood up and hugged her mother. And after that, she thanked me that I was there with her mother. So yeah, it was very emotional for her. And usually, Elena was asking how the film should end when I was editing the film, and she was looking forward to ending, and she was quite surprised and happy to see the ending with her going out.
What is she doing now? Did she continue her studies? Is she trying to get a high school diploma?
Jana or Elena?
Jana.
Jana. Jana got her high school diploma, so she graduated from school.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. Are there any more questions? We have time for one more question. Yes.
Hi. Good evening. I would have a question. I'm interested in the background of Jeanne a little bit because she ended up on streets quite young, right? And she became a mother quite young. So could you please tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes. So when I met Jana, it's already 13 years ago. I was working at the television and I was searching for the orphans who left the orphanage as the social system is not working well in Georgia. So I was interested how they're dealing with life, what they are doing. And I have met several of them. And I met Jana in the street. Elena was 4 years old by then. And she was sometimes working, sometimes begging, sometimes staying in the internet cafes. There were cafes like that in Georgia when you go when people were going for the internet. And it was a moment when she told her story. So she said that she doesn't remember her parents. She remembers her grandmother, and it was in the territory which is now occupied by Russia. So she was actually internally displaced. And when I filmed her, we realized that she didn't know that she was internally displaced, and she got status after that. After the film. Then she was from that place. Her grandmother died. And as she told me, the neighbor took her to Tbilisi and left her in the streets. By the time, it was quite usual in Georgia, we were calling street children. There were some children who were living in the streets and begging, and she was among them. And then, as she told me, she was frozen once in the streets, and they took her to the hospital. So after that, the police took her to the orphanage, and she was quite big, not very young. She was 11 or 12. And then she became pregnant at the orphanage from another orphan. And then his father is also from the orphanage. And so she delivered the baby at the orphanage. And then it was not possible for her she stayed for some time at the orphanage, as she told me after that. And so then they let her out with the child. Yeah.
Edevan, thank you for sharing your fantastic and very moving film with us. Thank you for taking the time. And thank you, dear audience, for coming to the cinema this evening, and thank you for coming to the DOK.fest. See you, hopefully, next year. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.